Hey folks, it's Lindsey Holtz. I'm back in the building. SPS, that is, at the DC Elite Summer League. And you wouldn't have a DC Elite Summer League without this guy sitting to my left, Mr. Willie Burton. Been a friend of DC Elite for a long time. A good friend of mine too. Willie, how you doing, man?
Good yourself, sir. How
Good to see you. Good to see you. I had the same conversation with DC, and you're standing right there with him. You're always there supporting him, but you fall in that very small fraternity of the brothers that came through Detroit, Forest High School, on the University of Minnesota, NBA, and still here giving back. What has that ride been like for you, from coming from, the inner city, staying connected with the community, seeing the world, and still being here giving back, and also doing great things with your great curriculum over at Star Commonwealth?
Well, I think one of the things is passion, giving back to what was given to me. We get in a position that when we become successful, we have a choice. We have a choice to remember those that said something to us, those that showed us something, gave an overlook of our game and how we can get better. And coming from credible messengers is very impactful.
Credible messengers. I like that. Yeah. I like that. Talk about that term. What does that mean to you?
Well, a credible messenger is someone who's walked the walk, who's lived the life, someone who's actually been through the rigors of athletics, or life. That's a credible messenger. Someone who's not only reading from a book or research and trying to give an opinion. The best way to do that is to have, number one, experience and research.
Right. So we're right here in a packed gym at Groves High School, and a lot of people are screaming and shouting. So just by being here doesn't make somebody a credible messenger?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it does. I see a lot of people here that I've ran into. Some people have given me advice, and some people I've looked up to. That's not necessarily my age, like you. Right. Watching you play. Sure. And having respect for what you've done.
Sure. Thank you.
Across sports. So, and you being here also, is a big part of it. And I think it's crucial for our kids, specifically in an urban environment. Urban, and I would say also rural, because they don't have access to resources. Yeah. So it's crucial to get some outside information on perspectives.
Sure. Talk about the fact, and with this whole talk about mental toughness, but also mental health, what that transition is like. I talked to Derrick about it earlier. When you have this great experience, I mean, you're only the few, man. You're one of the few who made it. It's like, I know you probably look at your life sometime and say, why me? But to be able to make it. But when things start changing, we were talking earlier about, when you can't play like you always played, and you start looking at, okay, things about to change where I won't be playing at the same level. And what is that like when you come back? And I won't say that when your feet touch the ground again, but how do people respond to you, and what advice can you give someone else who may be going through that?
Well, number one, I would say listen to what is being said to you by those who have been there. The game will end. For me, I had a 3-year contract on the table when I snapped my Achilles, as we talked about. I had a 3-year contract. That was really retirement for me anyway. I was getting there, but I didn't know it was going to happen like that.
Unexpected.
Yeah. And the mental rigors of it, depending on where you come from. Like, I went through I had mental issues that I didn't know about growing up in the urban environment, and some of the things that I've seen.
You had some trauma.
Yeah, I had definitely trauma. And dealing with that, but sports is a great way it's a great outlet.
So wait a minute, you were experiencing trauma, but you thought it was normal because that's all that you saw and that's all that was around you. Huh?
Exactly. I didn't know any different because this is what I assumed. But yet, when I started playing basketball and going to other places, I didn't see that.
Like, y'all didn't do this? Yeah. Y'all didn't have that happen?
I haven't heard a gunshot.
It's almost unnerving. I'm from Detroit, West Side. I live in East Lansing now. Up until lately, I guess it's 4th of July coming. But that serenity is cool, but the fact that you even think about it here, ambulance, gunshot, compared to K's going off, and it's almost, to hear gunshots going off and the little babies don't even respond. It's like, look, what have we been conditioned with? So talk about how Detroit helped you be successful when you travel the world playing basketball.
Well, Detroit is a blue-collar city. I have blue-collar parents, and it's blue-collar. Everything is about pride in what you do, being from Detroit.
Sure.
The competition is fierce. You got 1.3 million people stuffed into a city that's half a circumference because the river splits it, only 8 miles in diameter.
Oh, good point. So we not even spread like this. We are tight like this because we bump up against the water. Dang, Willie, I didn't even think about that. That's what Willie Burton. You see what you get?
And it's only 8 miles in 3 directions.
Yeah, so we right there. Detroit is known for being a small, big city, if you will. You know that.
Yeah.
You know, talk about when you left and went away to school, University of Minnesota. And I'm imagining kids probably had that same thing. Was it tough to transition, you know, to go away? I mean, ain't a lot of brothers in Minnesota, you know what I'm saying, in comparison to, you know, what you knew being in that 8 mile circumference.
It was tougher for me to get used to peace.
Again, like we talked about.
You know?
Yeah.
Being okay with nothing happening.
Yeah.
Being okay with no issues.
Uh-huh.
Being okay with walking down the street and looking at the bushes and looking at people and watching their reactions to see if it's going to escalate.
What about that part when you talk about the people watching? It's beautiful, I'm sure. Did that challenge your coolness? Because you used to kind of being cool, but then now it's like, okay, I gotta, you know, I'm smelling the roses, literally, you know?
For me, the biggest hurdle was being okay, being peaceful. My teammate Walter Bond said to me,
Yeah, shout out to Walter Bond.
Willie, you know, former NBA basketball player, national record act speaker.
Yep.
He said to me, Willie, you never look comfortable. I was never okay. I was never able to stop and sit.
Yeah.
You know, and just be okay with nothing going on. You know, that's why athletics was perfect for me because it gave me a chance to get that energy out as much as I could.
Is it quite possible the kid that just left Detroit, that's going to University X, University Z, that's a beautiful campus like the ones you've experienced, may be going through the same thing right now, you think?
Statistics say 95% of urban youth have experienced some type of trauma. So if you've experienced it, it's kind of like a recording forever. Whatever it is. Maybe I don't think about it. Maybe I figure out different ways to mask it.
Yeah.
Party, hang out, shop.
Yeah.
Over practice.
Right.
Over compete.
Over practice. There's a such thing?
Yeah.
Over practicing?
Yeah.
What's that like?
Over compete. Well, you know when you get to a certain extent because you should rest. You know? When you just stay at it constantly because that's a better place to be than in your head.
Right. I get it.
So
that's amazing. Talk about the future of Metro Detroit basketball in the state of Michigan as you see it, and making sure that programs like the DC Elite Summer League program are continuing to kind of get the support they need.
I think it's crucial. You have to go where you want it. I think every opportunity, and the reality of
Wait a
it
minute.
is,
You got to go where you want it, not where I want to go. I got to go where I want
you
it.
have to go where you want it. You know, we can bring up all the ideas we want to, but you have to be receptive to them. And believe it or not, a lot of people may or may not be receptive for their own reasons to things we put in front of them that's plain as day. But for their own reasons, I learned a long time ago I don't own the NBA team. You know, so
you ain't the shot caller like you want to be?
I'm not the shot caller. You know, I could only give you the advice that I see and what I say.
Right.
It's up to you whether you use it or not.
And take advantage of it. Wow. Well, sitting here with Willie Burton, a great resource, a great jewel. Had Derrick Coleman on earlier. We're at the Derrick Coleman DC Elite. I need to call y'all Professor Coleman and Professor Burton for what y'all are sharing with your experiences. Any last statements you want to make to those who are following the program and supporting what's going on?
Yeah, well, you know, we're about to release the XLU curriculum, the K-12 curriculum for student and student athletes across the United States, measured by the University of Minnesota. But our goal is to use former athletes, you know, or former educators to engage with the program in school because it's funded by title funds. Mm-hmm. Whereas before, a professional athlete, let's just say, is at a school, we have information, we know how to do certain things, yet we can't fit into a school's budget.
Right.
Well, those title funds will enable us to do this. You come in, we have a total of 11 different programs, social, emotional, academic, you know. We have 2 trainings for the parents, you know, because some parents really don't know about the clearinghouse and the NCAA. And
Man, tell me about it.
So we have,
and then they're so insecure about not letting people they don't know, they don't even want to talk about it, so they won't put themselves out there.
Yeah. So we're going to arm our civilian population with this information, and it'll also get former athletes, and it's dance instructors, band. I mean, across its extracurricular activity also. So you can use this across any platform, but the goal is to give those experiences to those individuals in whatever area of the school, be it academic, be it athletic, be it band, be it theater, be it dance, to have the ability to engage with them. Because what happens is a lot of students get scholarships or get things and go to school and they lose it.
Yeah,
they lose it. They don't do something they're not supposed to
falls
do.
Short, right?
Something, even with those with academic scholarships. Let's just say academics, not just athletics or extracurricular activity. There's certain protocols that you must do or must follow in order to maintain, and that's what's missing. So a lot of kids go to school, but 60% of the kids finish school.
That's unfortunate.
That's across education.
Right. So it's great that you're going to have that resource going. Well, I can't tell you how much I appreciate what you're doing, appreciate our friendship over the years, and I'm sure these young people at the DC Elite Summer League are going to benefit not from what you're doing today, for what you do in the future. So, Mr. Willie Burton, I appreciate you. All right, and I guess I'm going to work on getting it back to 60%, man, so I can have a little bit more time left out there.
Yeah, but I want to also commend you and thank you for having me, because sometimes, and I respect what you do, just so you'll know and understand that what you do is just as important as what we do.
Sure.
It's just like having a hand when you're talking about student and kid engagement in public,
right, and
educating the public. Everyone has a finger of expertise of what they do. I can't do this.
Right.
You can, and you're good at it.
I appreciate that, coming from someone who's achieved so much. So with that, this is Lindsey Hudson, Willie Burton at the DC Elite Summer League. Thank you guys for supporting us, and we're going to keep working hard to help you. See you guys next time. Hey folks, it's Lindsey Hudson with SPS. Thank you for watching the video, and also thank you for supporting our young people. I'm in a very unique position. I am a sports psychology consultant, but I also have media credentials, cover collegiate and high school sports. Just the past few seasons, I covered Michigan State football and basketball as an example. And one thing is true across the board for college level athletics, they do not, in most cases, prepare our young people to talk to the media. I'm probably the friendliest media person they'll come in contact with. So with that being said, I want to offer my service to you and to your young person as it relates to media training, not only to help them be successful talking to the media regarding their sports, but also in life. Give them the confidence to communicate who they are and put a positive foot forward. So with that being said, you can reach me at the email below, lh@TheSPSEdge.org. We are a nonprofit organization, so anything you do is not only going to support your young person, but other young people as well as it relates to overcoming mental toughness and mental health in today's society. So with that, thank you for your support. Hopefully I can help your young person get the SPS Edge.